Welcome to the Trading on Ice weekly market review. We will start with the S&P 500 index. We can see that the last week was pretty bearish for the S&P 500. We traded below the minus 10% from the all-time high. We are clearly in a downtrend, printing lower lows and lower highs. The week arrived to about minus 15% of the all-time high, and we are currently trading below the 50 EMA. So I would say there is a probability that we will be testing the 100 EMA over here, and on the worst scenario, even testing the minus 20 from the all-time high. If we go below this is a technical bear market, which by the way is already happening with the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, we traded this week below the minus 20% from the all-time high. So maybe this is not a breakout yet, but things are definitely not looking very good for the NASDAQ. We tested the 100 EMA already, so there is a strong possibility that we will be looking to test this support level over here, which will just consolidate the fact that the Nasdaq is in a current bear market. All right, this support here would be about 35-36% from the all-time high. So this is looking pretty nasty to the Nasdaq. I would not be surprised if we experiment some sort of upside upwards movements, but it will be just a range, nothing that will actually, in my opinion, go beyond this resistance line over here. Moving on to the Canadian side, this was actually pretty interesting. It was not a bad week at all. We are still trading around the all-time highs over here. We haven't really had any substantial candle that would reiterate or the hypothesis that we would be breaking the all-time high. So most likely we will still consolidate around this area until a resolution between the all-time high and this diagonal support over here. My guess is that it would most likely break to the downside rather than to the upside. Moving on, let's take a look on the emerging markets. Emerging markets, we broke down from this descending wedge, so we went right through the dot 5 Fibonacci level, and this is also looking very bearish. Most likely we will get to the dot 618 Fibonacci level over here. The MACD it looks very bad, so my guess is that for the emergent markets, we will still be looking to some more downsides. Moving on to the dollar, DXY, the dollar index. For the dollar, we have some pretty strong resistance levels converging. We have this first one over here, um, and it converges with this diagonal one. So I would not be surprised to see a correction on the dollar level. Let's just go to the daily charts to take a look a bit closer. So as you can see, we are respecting this support, this resistance line, this diagonal resistance line. So I would not be surprised at all if we simply retest this Fibonacci level, this .236 Fibonacci level. However, we will have a FOMC meeting this Wednesday where they will most likely increase the interbank's interest rate. This will obviously impact the dollar price, so this is something to keep track on. But a priori, I do believe that we will observe a minor correction on the dollar. Let's take a look at some energy and commodities, starting with crude oil. we observed um, a peak here for the crude oil with a correction afterwards. So let's just go back to the daily. So yeah, it's a clear uptrend, but this was the apex over here, and now we had also a very big bearish candle reiterated on the following day by almost shooting star like candle, and then we are ranging a little bit around the 20 EMA. My guess is that we will consolidate a little bit more, um, and then most likely we will resume the movement to the upside. For the natural gas is it's pretty impressive how it seems to maintain a certain consistency on the price despite of the roads conjuncture. But yeah, we can see that this resistance is being somehow respected. So probably we will observe a little bit of upwards movements, but nothing really substantial. The price is quite stable for the moment on the natural gas. If I just go ahead and check the wheat prices, on the daily, the wheat you can obviously see that we had this apex over here, and then we went um, down up to this Fibonacci level where the price supported. But yeah, I would not be surprised neither, considering that this was a very expressive movement to the upside, almost 70, maybe more than 70%. So I would not be surprised if the price corrects a little bit more or ranges around this area here before resuming the upwards momentum that fundamentally I believe it will happen. Corn. For the corn, we are already ranging a little bit, but this was after an expressive movement to the upside of almost 50%. But we are ranging now, and there is a probability that we will be testing the 20 EMA before resuming the movement to the upside. But this seems like a good distribution area. So if I would have invested in corn before, this would be some area, a level that I would be looking to take some profits. Gold. Checking the gold prices. So for the golds, we also have we also had a very important increase in price, and actually this support over here, see, this is almost like a top, a double bottom, a double top, sorry. So I hope if you have some gold that you took profits around this area, because most likely we will see a correction if we take a measure from the last from this support here to the peak. We can see that this is a 15%, so I will not be surprised at all if we revisit the DATS 618 Fibonacci level around $1,900 or maybe $1,800, which would be on the 50 EMA level before resuming movements to the upside. But yeah, definitely this was some areas to to take profit on gold. The RSI is overbought, so if we take a look on the overbought areas for gold, we can see that this is one. So this we went down. This is also overbought, right? Overbought. We went down. This is another overbought. Overbought. We went down. And here we are overbought again. So most likely we will go down. Okay, the last one. Let me just delete these things. So the last one I would measure about 5% of correction. So yeah, maybe we finished correcting already, but I would still assume that we would be revisiting at least the 1900 area here on the Fibonacci, on the that 618 Fibonacci level. Moving on to silver, I will skip. Nickel. Nickel, it's worth mentioning because we had a very impressive upwards movement this week. So this is really something very substantial, at least 50% of price increase. This might be a very good short opportunity. So if you are looking to short nickel, this is probably a good time, and I would expect at least I don't know some 20 to 26% correction, even more. The RSI is extremely overbought, and the MACD already shows some loss of bullish momentum. But well, anyway, that's something to be monitored. Bitcoin. For the Bitcoin, well, Bitcoin we are seeing a nice bearish movement at the moment. Let's take a look on higher time frames. So for the Bitcoin, we can see that we described a very clear downtrend, and now we are in a range pretty much. So this might be a good accumulation zone, right? This range over here. This might be some. This might provide some opportunities to enter Bitcoin. 37K. I would be looking to buy um, on the lows of this trend. So maybe around, yeah, 37, 35, even 33. I think we would be very lucky to see the Bitcoin price, going below 33, to touch 31. This would be quite unlikely in my opinion, but hey, it can always happen. It's crypto. But yeah, I would be looking to buy some Bitcoin around this area from 33 to 35, 36. This seems to me like a good price for entry Bitcoin now. That's it for today. I hope you have enjoyed. Bye.